Oh, I forgot to play some music here. Let's see. Close this since that's just gonna be a distraction. Let's check to see if the Carto is on. It is. Twitch is on. And so is YouTube. Nice. Yep, all looks good. Cool. I have some weird bugs in this project, so I'm gonna see if I can quickly fix that before I start the stream. What happens if I just delete that? Alright, that seems to fix that problem. Nice. I mean, I might as well get started with the live stream if I'm already discussing about stuff like, oh, I have bugs to fix, that kind of stuff. Let's do quick promotion. Alright. Switch to my screen right here. Looks like all that upgraded just fine, and see if this upgrades. This is somewhat less important, but I do want to do this eventually as well. Nice. Yeah, this localization package being updated to 1.0 was actually the more important part, which is really nice to see. Localization has been a really weak spot for Unity, so having like a tool dedicated to that is fantastic in my opinion. It's also really good too, like it does even asset loading, not just string loading as well. So if you want textures to match properly, or if you want to load the specific localization voices, like all that is set up to be made possible. So it's a surprisingly flexible package, which is really nice to see. I hope like localization makes it in as a stable for the next Unity build. I assume that's 2021. 2021.1 or 0.2, pardon me. This is 0.1 right here. That is. It might be also interesting at some point that I added like some sort of language properties field, and that just becomes like a way for me to like load a specific font for a specific language, or indicate that it's like instead of for this language, it's instead of reading from left to right, it's supposed to be read from right to left, such as you know, a lot of Arabic languages fall under that. So just having all those, or was it Arabic? I'm sorry. Anyways, so having all those like capabilities will be really nice too. Anyways, where am I today? Today's plan was to continue working on the track editor. The one thing that was missing right now is that like you can change the slider and the numbers. Let's see if that actually works. But I haven't added in a system to use those values that the sliders have created to actually change the track itself. So I want to see if I can add that in. Yeah, so here's the checkpoint. Oh, it's taking its sweet time. Oh, there we go. And it allows me to, you know, change numbers. Which those numbers are updating correctly, which is nice to see. I might want to pull a limit on like how much. Oh, the caret is not showing up. That's really weird. Why is the caret not showing up? Yeah, why is the caret not showing up? UI caret position. Basically trying to look up caret that is displayed. Huh. Alright, well I need to look into... Oh, there we go. We got the caret showing up for some reason. And that looks like a really awful caret. Why does this look so awful? Why is it only visible at one place too? That's so strange. I think it's too thin, that's what's going on. So anyways, me being distracted by the smallest things, just being able to edit that would be like a really good place to start. So right now that's all under this edit checkpoint menu. Which, you know, is nice in its own way, but so this is what it looks like right now. Wonder if there's a caret width. Let's bump that up to 4 pixels. See what happens. Um, oh, is that? Oh, it is pretty fat. Nice. Oh, it doesn't set variables. Okay, well let's go absurd with 4 and see what happens. But yes, the other thing is that there's some logic that needs to be added in. Whoops. Didn't want that in. There's some logic that needs to be added in so that anytime I change those numbers, you can actually see that change in game. Yeah, that looks more visible. That's nice, actually. Now the height of that caret is not great. So text input, it doesn't provide me an option to change the caret height. Why does it not provide me an option to change the caret height? Alright, I got the caret to show up. This caret is right here. Layout priority 1. Raycasting padding. Raycast target. Weird. Is there a way to define where this caret is? Because it seems like it's just creating it automatically, which is a little annoying. Don't allow rich text. Oh, I see why I did that. Well, it doesn't matter. Yeah, it doesn't matter for both of them. I will look into this. Character limit. Yes, we want a character limit. We don't want it to go higher than 6 digits, let's say. 6, I would say 7. Alright. Point size? Oh, whatever. Yeah. Oh, I put the text limit and character limit in there, but oops. These should have character limits though. I'll say this one should have 7. Yeah, let's just say 7. And then the next thing I want is, so the slider itself actually updates the values. You can tell because it's actually storing that number, which presumably is actually being tracked in here. Maybe not? It looks like it was holding on to that value, which was really curious. No, it doesn't look like it. Well, anyways, not too worried about that. So once it's got that, obviously I have this whole shenanigans going on where track actions menu, pardon me, I think this is the one. Part float slider. Find all references to this. Edit checkpoint menu. These lengths haven't changed. And then what happens in this function. Hi, Robert. I am working on my own game, and I'm just developing my own game. Ah, nice. Well, just feel free to listen along, I guess. So this one allows me to indicate the edit flag, the intro length, setting that to a new value, to data. Is this voice chat or something? No, this is Twitch. I don't know if you're familiar with twitch.tv, but it's intentionally meant to be, I intentionally kept keeping this to myself. This is just my own personal stream, developing my own indie game, Robert. So no, I don't plan on opening like Discord, voice channel or anything like that. Could I get your friend on Discord if you want me to do the private message thing? What do you mean by that? I don't understand the question, Robert. Sorry, while I'm doing that, I'm trying to think what I want to do with this. There's a way for me. I need to somehow notify something to indicate that it needs to update. Okay, so the edit checkpoint menu is that. So here's the checkpoint data. I can't message you by clicking on you message, but it doesn't matter much. Sorry, no big deal. Yeah, no, this is a public stream, so whatever you're chatting me on, obviously you can see on the live stream itself. I'm open to answering questions about the project that I'm working on, but I'd like there's not a whole lot topic-wise that I can accept outside of that. You know, want to keep most of my private life information to myself. Looks like I'll need a reference to... Yeah, because where's this script attached to? It's attached to here. Has some debug info. last selected, so these are debug info that I really don't need. I should probably put like header. Oh, I forgot to put my race on. I better get to that at some point. We got that. I guess I need a reference to the track we're editing, so like some sort of track editor. Track generator. What namespace are you in? Regenerate track. Something to that effect. This one is an I generator. And yeah, in the I generator, I probably want to add in a new function to literally require, this update mesh. Regenerate the track. Should complain. It is complaining, which is exactly what I expected. Parts generator dot remove. This is also meant to be async, isn't it? Yeah, it is async. Right, that's fine. Let's create a new window and plop that to the other. Split screen that sucker. I want this. Cannot update a track when data is null. Basically this entire generate function, I could also just use generate function and sort of like add in a flag if I really wanted to. That might actually be a better idea instead of using an update mesh. Yeah, I think I like that idea better actually. Are we allowed to have an enum right here? Yes. No. Maybe. Uh, uh, the reason for the method to be called. I think it is possible for me to change signature, add type name, parameter kind required with default value. Let's say, well, no, it should be required. It really doesn't matter. Enter a call site value or a different value injection kind. Value to inject at call site. Reason. Why is it asking me to save this? Sure. Oh, because the enum is, that's sucky. I wonder if there's a way for me to change that a little bit. Did I also lose that opportunity to? No, I didn't. Okay, cool. Updating packages to their latest versions. Commit that. Track generator. Oh, okay. That's what's going on. So, yeah, that's not what I wanted to see. And these are all the shebangs that I do not want to see. Let's revert this real quick. Yeah, a bunch of bad reasons given here. Okay, I see what it's complaining about. Right, so I need to learn to work with Visual Studio here, of all things. And is it complaining that because this call is not awaited, execution of any kind current continues before a call is completed? Consider applying a wait operator to the results of the call. No, I can disregard this. Suppress and source. This sounds like I might want to just throw this in a function. There we go. Can probably take that out. Right view for now. I don't like the fact that this needs to be a generic, and so the enum becomes like this weird generic thing. Versus, so I could potentially just like what folder is this in? Let's take this out for now. IA generator, list generator, parent, mesh generator, parts generator. Alright, some generator factory. That might be a good example. Nope, terrible example. Alright, well, looks like I'm gonna have to create a really silly class that I don't like. No! Whoa! Well, be that way, Unity. Generator does probably around here. Yeah, generators. Let's call this generator. The namespace is awful, so let's fix that. And I'm probably not going to need any of these. Make this a static class. Contains oh no, why is everything frozen now? Is today not my day? I'll just close that for now. I mean, my mouse is not frozen, so it's not the computer. Well, looks like I'm just gonna have to do some guerrilla typing here. Reason reason for generating. Setup, update. Summary. Contains helper functions and variables for other see also probably cref iGenerator. Well, they did say that Unity now has a new update, so maybe I should work on that. And it also looks like Visual Studio has a new update as well, so hey, let's take a look at that, I guess. Yeah, let's grab the latest. No, okay. I guess I'll need to check how that, whoops, that's the wrong one. Be right back, there we go. I guess I'll check how that came out on stream. Forgot that it's a little weird. Oh, it just goes blank. Interesting. That's how OBS treats that weird security window. Interesting. Alright, well, I mean, I guess that's convenient. Well, while it's going through that shenanigans. Yeah, let me debug what the heck is going on here. Because clearly Visual Studio was stuck. Oh, it's 32-bit? Why is Visual Studio 32-bit? Well, this is embarrassing. Oh, updates available for both. Well, let's start with build tools, I guess. If you want to know what my screen looks like, it's just this. And this too. Truly the most compelling thing to watch while you're doing software development. Learning anything new right here. We got some good IT action. Oh, it went in dark mode. Fascinating. Then hopefully once both of these are done, I guess, I'll figure out how I'm going to update Visual Studio as well. Visual Studio updates usually takes a while, so that's a bit less fun to deal with. Make sure that the music is playing the right one. Yep, it is. Oh, the quotation marks are not showing up. Interesting. Yep. I've got I've got to figure out what I want to do to entertain the stream while that's happening. So, right. I guess for the peeps who haven't seen this game before, it looks something like this. Hopefully the music will not be so overwhelming when I play this. But what I'm doing is I'm trying to actually make a track editor so that instead of this WebGL game that like has this procedurally generated track, which could be fun as it is, I thought it would be more interesting for the players if they actually had like actual human design tracks with a start and an end. Ultimately, like I had this idea that I wanted to make this game like infinitely long, but I'm thinking that should be a different game mode instead because a lot of people have been requesting like an actually terminating track. I'm also looking into like updating the game system so that it's a little more closer to Kirby's Air Ride where the A button actually does the brakes. I do want there to be another button to do different actions. I'll figure that part out. Probably like flipping switches, for example. That's like a fairly unique feature for Kirby's Air Ride. Hopefully I can take out the music because I had placeholder music in here that I totally forgot was even in the game. Oh gosh, it's so loud. And it doesn't even mute. Gee. And also playing at like hardly any frames per second, so not a good look here. But that's here in omiagames.itch.io, the airflip drive. I can probably find a actual build version of this. Yeah, give me a few minutes. Doo-doo-doo, where are you? I would assume it's in here. It is in here. Alright, found it. Probably will full screen without my permission. Let's window this actually. I'm gonna make it small. And hopefully I have a way of volume mixing this. And I'm gonna mute this. There we go. That's nice. Oh, look at that. I finally got my frame rate back. Nice. Alright, so while this is hanging around in the background, mistakes were made. Mistakes were in fact made. So Unity just practically crashed, honestly. Don't know what else to say. So I'm hoping that upgrading Unity and Visual Studios, which froze on me, would fix itself. But here it is. Here's what I'm got started so far. And then the hold down is right now to actually go backwards. Obviously that camera is terrible. There are so many things that are absolutely terrible in this game. I probably know all of them. But yep, there's that, where you got this little, you tap in left and right a couple of times and it'll do a little spin attack. And I'm trying to figure out what my key configurations are. What's Z and X? Yeah, it's Z and X. Okay, cool. So I got this, I got this, drift, which is nice. If you don't mind me asking, what's your background? Background as in software development, that sort of professional background? Or background as in, like, what's the background wallpaper? Come on. Alright, and I also probably need to change the incentives a little bit. Right now, I have this like turbo meter that seems to recharge on under anything, and I think I need to change that so that it's a little more simpler. Yep. Okay. Cool. But yes, I am a software developer. I make indie games, and you'll find me on like game jams such as Ludum Dare under the moniker Omiya Games, which in software engineer. Yep. Okay. And right now you might be asking like what's the objective? Obviously it's to get as far as you can. You can see the score up there constantly incrementing as the as I get farther to the score, and the thing. Oh, okay. The thing that halts my progress is the fuel bar right below the vehicle. I zoomed through past everything, and that was probably bad. There are... Yeah, so I have this like hop functionality that I obviously borrowed from Mario Kart, and I don't like it. It doesn't do anything. It's just fun to do, which only makes sense in the context of Mario Kart, but like it doesn't make sense for this game, which has no basis on that. It's not based off of, you know, a platformer game. So I don't feel like the hop does anything, and I hope to get rid of that. I wanted to switch it so that it actually does the I want to switch it so that instead it does the brakes, just like Kirby's Air Ride does. But similar to Smash Brothers, if you tap the brake button and the one of the directional keys, then that lets you drift. or alternatively, how the heck do game dev work as teams? I'm a solo developer, so you know, not really a team player. I joke. No, I do actually professionally work in another game company as well. So I don't know where all these weird glitches are coming, visual glitches are coming from, which really distracts me, and I'm really annoyed by that because bugs in my own software bugs me. No pun intended. Maybe intentional? I don't know. I'm sure if Jamie was watching me, right, Dream Logician, as the moniker that he likes to go. Oh. Yo. Did I put in any description on my channel about like some samples of games that I've created for game jams as well? Obviously, this also, as you can see from the itch.io page, this was a game jam entry. Bug squashing is cathartic. I got distracted. Oop. And yeah, there's flight control. It's nice. Feels good too. A lot of people have stated that they like the flight control in this game, so that might be something I really might want to push into further. Okay. Another change that I'm hoping to do is so that you can actually race on the bottom side of the track as well. By the way, fuel is regained by destroying the other vehicles, so that's why I'm like focused on that specific objective. But yeah, bug squashing indeed is cathartic. If I knew what the bugs were. Often, I don't, and it doesn't feel good. Oh, okay. See, so this is the reason why I think being able to race, yeah, it's so confused. In fact, I should just let it respawn. But yeah, I did want to make it so that all tracks were double-sided, since air control is going to be a vital element I'm noticing that people actually like in the game. Because there's air control, though, you know, you can see that the the game trying to figure out where to orient you is really janky right now, and I haven't figured out a good way to deal with that yet. I am thinking that the so I'm using some sort of trigger box to check to make sure, like, whether you're within a certain range of that level. I saw a message appear at the background right there. That was really weird. Well, it's doing whatever, so I might as well update this while it's doing that. It went completely blank for all of you, I'm assuming. Oh, that's what it is. Okay, the particles are causing that. Why is the particles causing that? Is it not loading the particles correctly? But yeah, I'm thinking that the parameter, like the trigger, so to speak, for you to for the game, the you know, course orientation, to make that smaller so that you like have to be literally touching the course for it to trigger, oh, you're supposed to be flipped on this axis because, oh, you know, this feels nice right here. That's pretty intuitive. But like as soon as you sort of like hop a little bit, oh, hi. Sleepy Totoro, yes. As soon as like, you know, you're just off by a certain level, then it just kind of lets you do whatever. This is still installing right now, yeesh. If you're free to talk about it, I'd be interested how game devs works as a team. Traditional SC approach such as Git seems to not mesh well with Unity. There are some frameworks that we end up using. Also with the company I work at, they're using Perforce, which has its own disadvantages, by the way. So I haven't really figured out like the perfect version control solution for people to be able to sync their work easily. One thing that was interesting, well, yeah, the primary thing that's most interesting a lot that I've found for game development in a team setting is figuring out how to split the work so that the number of files that you need to lock and prevent, well, so locking, by the way, is a subversion and also Perforce feature where you're preventing other people from editing that file. Git doesn't have it as far as I can tell. But anyways, if there's like any sort of files that you want locked, which is primarily scenes, prefabs, and so forth, to come up with sort of like a programming framework that keeps those changes, to keep the necessity to lock a file to an absolute minimum. And that usually involves splitting up components of a game into smaller parts. So like the UI would always be a prefab, or yeah, UI would always be like a prefab. You know, source code is always easy to merge together in a team, so that's something that Git is already really good at. If you have like sort of like art stuff, obviously artists are going to have to coordinate between each other, although it's kind of rare as far as I can tell where like two artists are working on the same model file at the same time. Blender recently, and specifically Ubisoft, recently launched a Blender plugin that allows multiple modelers to operate on a single blend file, so that might be interesting to use as well. But yeah, most of it when it comes to like working in a team, I can't obviously talk too much about what the company I work at do for NDA reasons. But I can't, like, the general philosophy I can definitely say with enough vaguety that I'm sure they're not going to sue me, because I use the same strategy as well, which is simply try to figure out ways to really split up your work, especially if like there's multiple programmers or multiple artists, to really split up the work to its smallest components, such that the likeliness of, yeah, the locking seems to make sense for game dev, where semantic diffing is extremely hard to do or nigh impossible for binary files and whatnot. Yes. Try looking for ways to really split up your work into the most smallest modular parts, and have the script have your scripts do the work for loading all those small parts together into a single thing. So yes, it's a lot of work on the art side of things, or art programming side of things. And honestly, you may need to have like a dedicated tools programmer that focuses specifically on getting that workflow working. But that would be my advice. Alright, so still the joys of indie development. Did I update the social media post on that automatically gets posted whenever I pull up these streams? I guess I'll check later. Oh. Okay, so note to self, this track formation is really funky and I don't like it. Well, I guess that's something that I'll let another person. Since I'm working on a track editor, like I'll let the person decide, the track maker decide on that. Why is there multiple? Like, what's this? Oh, that's the actual game. Whoop. Yeah. Okay. Whoop. Oh. Yeah, I really need to start adding sound effects to this game. The audio in this game is absolutely terrible. No sound effects. Musics, I didn't even realize I had placeholder in there, and they were not made for this game. So I have regrets of posting that up on itch.io, but oh well. I am working on the camera, but I'll probably put that on the side. Speaking of stuff that I'm hoping to work on the side, so one of the things I've noticed is that the game code, whenever I make even like the smallest change in the code, like, you know, the game compiles very, very slowly. So I want to look into making that a little faster. There are a couple of ways that comes to my mind, and I am thinking one of the methods is to start splitting up the work into their own packages. I actually started this effort a while ago because I wanted to make it so that all these tools that I had were actually split up on OpenUPM, which you can probably find. I do make contributions, quote unquote, to that repo. But anyways, yeah, OpenUPM, I hope to upload a couple more tools and kind of develop them a little more. Specifically, I have this code generator for loading in game settings. So I want to split that up first. And the reason behind at least making it into packages is so that like I don't expect to change those files as much. And so just letting the compiler know that like these files aren't going to change, you don't need to compile them, would go a long way in reducing a number of code that the compiler has to analyze. Ah, darn. Now I'm getting worse at this game. That's good to know. Getting worse at your own game. Imagine that. Oh yeah, I put in this silly animation to indicate that you're out of field. That's funny. It's not really informative though, because it's like the exact same animation as actually turboing. So, Collisions needs help. It's gears. Whee! You can gain more elevation by using a turbo. Is this note block music? I totally don't remember. It is! I should better filter my playlist, actually. Oh yeah, like you might notice that the fuel button just, or fuel, pardon me, meter just kind of shrinks a little bit when you hit the turbo. The intent being that, like, you know, your turbo starts to matter instead. But yeah, no, as mentioned earlier, I'm thinking of turning this more like a traditional racer than an arcade. Well, it's gonna be an arcade racer regardless, but a more traditional racer than the way it is right now, where it's just like you're trying to get some high score. I do eventually hope, since, you know, Kirby's Air Ride was the original inspiration for this game, to add in... I don't want to promise too much, because, my goodness, this is going to be incredibly ambitious when the track editor itself is really ambitious for one person to work on. But yeah, no, I wanted to kind of work on also putting together, whatchamacallit, the... City Escape? Or... City Trial, there we go, that's the word I'm looking for. I do want to start working on that. Yeah, sorry for my question to be so particular. I dabble in programming language theory research, and the idea of how teams collaborate on a code base is of particular interest to me. With that, game devs are indeed interesting to look at with their non-typical requirements. Yeah, agreed. Game dev is a bizarrely innovative thing where all of the cool technologies that we develop are highly useful, but also highly specialized. So, like, there's often a question from other people being like, you know, how is this immediately relevant to me? I might want to skip this music. Don't want to get DMCA'd. I need to prune through that music list at some point. Oh, and I took off the charging when you're in the air because you've already used a turbo once. Yeah, that's smart of me, so that you don't get infinite turbos. That logic is kind of complicated. I might have to simplify that a little bit. there's a lot of ideas I have for this game, and I'm working on the most ambitious one, which is adding like a track editor and still trying to fix like controls and the camera, the nitty-gritty, which I feel like I need to start working on soon. I also feel like that doesn't give a lot of draw to the game itself, because like it's just now another one of those one and done games. And I kind of want this to have more legs than that. Nope. Also, the other motivation for me to kind of put together a track editor is that I also feel like the current track generator is not very good. It doesn't create interesting tracks, in my opinion. It's very straight, and it's not very creative. So I kind of wanted to have a more human hand work on it first. Oh, this is a more interesting track design right here. Oh, okay. Whoopsies. Oh, and I'm going backwards too. Okay, I don't know how that happened. That was weird. Cool bug, I guess? Not too concerned about that low fuel. Oh. Oh, it's really buggy. Now I'm concerned about that low fuel. Darn. Hey, I got second place though. Unity installed. Unity is installed! Hooray! How is, okay, it's installing. Alright, I might have to return to that. It's loading in the background at least. Let's cross fingers it's actually compiling properly. Ooh. Nope. Oh. Okay. Whoop, whoop, whoop. No. No. 90%. Alright, that's looking good so far. Oh, that's not good. Do you have normal vectors? Do you have a normal vector there on the track to do the gravity? I'm trying to remember how I did it. Yeah, basically, there's like a profile on each section of the track, and they all like. I just interpolate which vertices you happen to be the most closest, and then calculate the gravity based off of that normal. So correct. I believe that's how I do it. Since, you know, I already have the logic of actually generating the track. I think the track generator is also single-threaded, which is bad, so I need to, I'm working on fixing that too. But hey, one thing at a time, right? Alright, installing says it's finishing up at 99%. Whoop, 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 whoop. Okay, I guess not. Oop. Oh, okay. Weird geometries. I'll need to figure that out too. I probably need to like procedurally generate some of these slopes too, because they don't quite. Those are static meshes. No, yeah, static meshes, and they don't quite line up with the floor, which kind of creates that sort of problem. Oh. Just when I was able to demonstrate the drifting. Yeah. Okay. Oh, it's done. Oh, return to menu. There we go. That's old too, but it still has a Patreon link. Oh yeah, you're right. Pow. I've loaded the wrong one. Alas. I should upgrade this to the latest. Yeah, confirm. And I really don't want the old one anymore, so I'll probably uninstall that too while it's in there doing in the background. Alright, good. It's actually generating stuff. This all looks right. I'm just using flat out Git in this case, just to let you know, since I'm, doing this solo anyways. Probably should enable Git LFS at some point, although, GitHub's free service only provides 1 gig of storage, so I'm going to fill that up very quickly. I'll probably look for setting up my own server at some point, probably on my local network, to get something to allow more memory for myself to utilize. Cool, that's done. Yeah, I can finally take this out. I guess there's not a 64-bit Visual Studio. 2019 version, that is. I'm sure 2020 does. Because I seem to remember Microsoft was working on that sort of upgrade at some point to get a 64-bit IDE. You know, I should have also remembered that I'm streaming on Picarto and actually like have a pop-out chat of that. Kind of surprised how long, not Unity, Visual Studio is taking. There we go. Why is it giving me a notification? Maybe I really should consider switching to Visual Code at some point. I've had this ridiculous idea where, so specifically for this computer, I don't really plan on doing it, but once I get a beefier computer, I wanted to see if I can actually start developing, converting my development environment to Arch Linux and see what happens. I do know that, last I checked at least, Unity support of Arch Linux is shoddy. It seems like it works just fine if you know what the dependencies of Unity are and install them properly. Other than that, you have to use the normal snappack process to install Unity Hub for all of that to work appropriately. But that was my ridiculous idea. At least it'll make for a different stream than just, you know, indie developer working on their own indie game kind of thing, where I'll get to talk a little bit about the fun of developing on Linux. Alright, so my original idea was to change the signature of this. Don't Arch, fam. Well, Arch already is my de facto choice for Linux distros anyways. I mean, that's just macho sim. What do you want from my Linux distro? Freedom. Generator dot... What did I call this? I made this file and I forgot what the type is already. But yeah, no, I have been using Arch Linux for on and off for almost a decade now. So it has been like the distro that I've been using most commonly just because I like bleeding edge. and just playing around with the latest and the greatest, even if it completely destroys everything. So that's just been my strange personality. This is probably under the track runtime, actually. Okay, reason for generating is what I called it. But look at NixOS. I haven't heard of that, actually. To be fair, I have heard of Manjaro was a decent alternative. Didn't I install that? What was it that I installed then? Visual Studios? Parameter name, we'll call it reason. Parameter kind, default with the value of dot setup. Oh, so it does require it. Interesting. Sure, let's do that. Let's see if Unity likes that. Yeah, I'm happy to look into NixOS at some point. Obviously, this is a far off idea. There's already a chip shortage, so the likeliness of me buying a new computer anytime soon is fairly low. Okay, so all of these are set up properly. Good, good. The too long didn't read version is to essentially have the package manager that even manages your kernel. Interesting. Am I allowed to post a link without getting it insta-yeeted? No, I did disable links actually, so sorry about that. But I can do my own research. Since it's not really on topic, I'm gonna continue working on this instead, but oh, interesting, so these two... Yeah, I'll just, upgrading to the latest version of Unity. I probably don't need that for a while. I don't even know why I'm still using TortoiseGit. Oh well. I guess it's kind of easiest software for me to like filter what I don't want to commit. Right, so this is the only one where update actually matters. Edit checkpoint. Private async collider. Okay, so this... Yeah, no worries. Appreciated. So I actually need to pass these info along, so that's annoying, but whatever. Update components. What's this? It's not part of this, is it? No, it's not. Where is this based off of? Parts generator. Gosh, it's been so long since I've been touching this. Okay, so this overrides probably from mesh generator. Virtual methods. Set up jobs. Schedule jobs. Update components. Dispose. Allows dispose to be called regardless of what the last method was set to. Right, okay, so is this an iDisposable? Yes it is, so we do want to keep this without the parameter. I guess it's just gonna have to be a little clever. But we do want the setup jobs to pass in this generate function. Yeah, okay, this is gonna be very annoying, but whatever. Not letting me, huh? Oh, that's correct. This. Actually, this makes sense to kind of append that towards the end. What did I call this variable again? Golly. Yeah, that looks right. And then if I can find the iparam. Okay, good. That is better in my opinion. Nice. Okay, cool. What other errors do I have? See how this looks. Box fence generator. I don't know why box fence generator is not giving me any errors. There we go. Okay, that got rid of everything. Don't show again. There was this whole mesh generate function, the iGenerator function that really made me very, very suspicious. So I want to look up what the heck's going on with that. So this looks right to me. This looks right to me. This so far looks right to me. This looks right to me. Yeah, this all looks right to me. It's generating more memory than it has to when I probably get to actually updating the mesh generator, but oh well. This all looks right to me. Oh. No. Okay. No, that looks fine. Test. I think this can change back. This can be reverted. Yes, this is good. Load track menu generate. This can be reverted as well. Cool. Let's see if that works. Yeah, it's taking its sweet time compiling. I'm trying to figure out a way to make that shorter. Cool, see. Alright. If parts generator creates this segment, which is still going to be necessary, check if any segment doesn't have an associated generator yet. Set up all generators. So the setup part here, there should be a setup jobs somewhere in here. It sets up the local, set up all the update mesh generators. What does box trigger have? Box trigger is not a part though, right? It's an iTrigger. That's an iJSON data, and an iJSON data is not an iPart. Okay, cool. That explains some things. So checkpoint generator right here. Before. So the only real thing I want to is supported. Right, I will worry about the rest. Part generator on this. But there is one thing that I want to check the reason carefully for. Setup jobs. Because it's a mesh generator. Or as an iJSON data. Um, so it's defining this. Okay, keeping this tab open for now. Then the track generator is fine. The checkpoint generator, being a parts generator, needs a little more logic than that. Alright, yeah, I'll have to add public virtual bool is generating. And return reason double equals setup. So only generate if it's doing setup. Thinking about that, is that what I want? Well, mesh generator has a parent, right? Well, let's leave it at that. Yeah. Checks if we should generate based on reason. Reason for the generate function to be called. True if a new mesh should be generated. Check if we should generate a mesh at all. I feel like isGenerate should actually always be true. Because let me guess, scheduled jobs goes through all child generators. Yeah, to decrease the confusion, I should just always assume true. Actually, I don't even need a case here. By default, return true. Check to see if we're updating. If we are updating, then return data dot edits flag if this, it shouldn't be an or, but an and. Logical and does not equal 0. Okay, so it does the whole cleanup at the end there. Interesting. I probably do want to add in a reason for dispose actually at some point. Go through each child generator and it just disposes them. Sure. Well, I'll go with that then. If I did an OR, I'm trying to think of a way to flag the mesh as okay, yeah, so that's gonna be the easiest way to do that. Update data flag. Does it not like that? Darn. I thought it would just auto assume that not null is a flag. Well, let's double check that because I swear that's possible. I guess not. Interesting. Uh... Exclude mesh. All and then we XOR. Honestly, this should be a const. I think this should work. Yeah. I think that should work, so that edits flag will have the whole edit mesh flag removed from the data. Well, let's try it and see what happens. Alright, well let's move the camera so that I can actually see this properly. Whoop. Alright, back. Checkpoint. Does this do anything? No. Object not set to an instant. Touché! It is not. My nested prefabs are getting more complicated by the day. Oh, it looks like it's working. Ah! Look at that. Oh, look at that. That's so magical. Let's make this 200. What if I made the 600? It doesn't autocorrect. Interesting. Oh, that's so magical. I did it. Now the fence is not being updated, nor is, for that matter, the triggers are not being updated as well. I can tell because I need to pull up the renders for those. But if the fences are not being updated, then that's kind of interesting. I wonder why. I'll have to take a look into that. Oh, but that's cool. Method arguments are incompatible. So, okay. Okay, so that's just an error on that. Oh, there's literally no functions applied. Yeah, that works. Alright, so the next thing I need to figure out is that the fences are not being updated for some reason. And I think I know why. Oh, that's the other thing I need to check to make sure it's actually working correctly. Yeah, I need to check if this line is actually executing correctly. I think it is, but I'm not quite sure. Okay, good. So right now this should be all. Then when I go one step over, this should now just be transform, which is good, which is exactly what I wanted. how is it calculating the fence? Because I think it has it dynamically. I think the way I created it was that on the JSON file, it needs to actually create a new JSON data bundle specifically for, or data information for the fences, and the triggers for that matter. So interesting, it only has fence generators here too. Oh, that's interesting. Why is it doing that? Oh, weird. Why is this having so much trouble actually drawing anything? I don't understand. Weird. What happens if I take this out of the compiler? I don't know why it looks like that. It's kind of funny that there's this weird scope that I don't think needs that at all. Oh wait, it does. Why is it using property scope? Oh, I see why. No, this was a deliberate decision. So why is it having a hard time finding this? So it's finding a property fine. Weird. Well. Not actually sure why this editor file is not working. To revisit later. I should write a to-do with that so that it appears on my task manager. The reason why I'm getting distracted by that is because the editable track generator, I do want a prefab of this. That looks fine. Top alive trigger. So right now this is just a box collider. Oh, interesting. They don't enable those. I think they should. I don't know why I chose not to. Okay, well, let's see what happens if I enable those. I do need to create a new shader for all those trigger boxes so that they're actually... Okay, yeah, that's the reason why. So, that is... To be fair, that gives me a lot of information. I can tell that the live trigger, how that looks like, and then the orientation trigger is a box inside that. So to be fair, it's working as expected, but doesn't look good. So I need to come up with a new shader. Probably need to work on a new shader graph specifically for that. But I did say I need to figure out why specifically is the trigger sizes actually being updated properly? Okay, the trigger sizes are being updated properly. It's only the fences that are not. Oh, that's fascinating. Okay, so this is probably a deliberate design on my part, and I just need to figure out where and how, where I want to make that edit. Well, I mean, I already have this fence and this checkpoint generator. There's a fence generator somewhere in here. Track, common, banners, triggers, but not one for fences. Because fences are part of here in the parts generator, because all parts, as far as I'm concerned, are supposed to have fences. Set up jobs if fence contains. Create the segment. Oh, interesting. This does imply that I deliberately made the fences so that they don't need to generate. Right, because fences I want to have the maximum flexibility. Let's say for whatever reason you want fences in the middle of the course. I don't know why, but I wanted that option to be available. So that's the reason why I did this. Not to mention, like, it'll make it so that a single checkpoint, for example, you can have it without fences. You can have only one side of that have fences versus the other, so on and so forth. So I'll have to think about that a little more. But yeah, no, I did do that on purpose. I remember now. Yeah, I did do that on purpose. So check if the fence doesn't have an associated generator yet. So and this is interesting because the parts generator is actually calling each fence to generate their jobs as part of this effort. Also, it doesn't remove fences if the... So it's assuming... Interesting. Data fences, is this a list? It is a list. That's a little annoying. So I need to figure out a way to remove... I also need to figure out a way in the track generator to remove meshes at some point. So I'll write a note to myself. Fix me, look for a method to remove fence generators. If there are no associating data to in the fences list anymore. And I want to do the same thing for parts as well. Yeah, that's right. I did that on purpose. Okay. And I probably written out the data on the fences manually. I get the feeling. I think I might actually put the fence generation part aside for now and try to come up with a new editor. That actually sets up fences for each track part in the near future. I don't have a good idea on how I want to handle this yet. But I'll figure it out over time. So I already have test data for adding fences, but the editor, for the sake of saving time and being able to make progress, I'm actually going to take that out from the test data that I have right now, so the test track JSON. Fences. I'm just going to zero you out. You are not going to have any fences today. That looks right, so there's simply no more fences anymore, which looks good, actually. Exactly what I wanted. Oh, these cast shadows, which we don't want. I kind of don't like this behavior, where if I type in 900, it doesn't... Oh, it does autocorrect to 200. Why is it not autocorrecting there and autocorrecting here? But yeah, I don't like that it's not autocorrecting. Because it gives the wrong idea of what the actual limits are. That's also not to mention the length of these doesn't match. Why is one side longer? Oh no, it's actually of equal length in its perspective. Darn it! Okay, so it was accurate. So I need to update the behavior on the slider there because I don't like that. Is there a quick and easy C# method? C# toString double X number of digits. There's gotta be. I'm just being really forgetful in this case. Format as a numeric value with 3 decimal places. Yes, that's what I want. I'm gonna say 2 decimal places and that's it. So on input field changed, it parses that, it sets the value, then it goes to syncing, then changes. So why does this not trigger? Interesting. I'll have to debug what the heck's going on here. Let's challenge my initial assumption by making sure that that part's working. Oh, we've already tested that. It's good. Nope. Okay, so that looks like it's working as intended. Nine. Because it doesn't detect that as a change. So wait, what happens if I set this to 0? Then it tries to update that. and then it updates to 20. Also, n. Okay, n always provides a decimal point. Currency, E notation, F, format of. What happens if I just use lowercase n? I feel like just parse string would have been a better idea for this. Alright, well, I am going to run with an assumption that this is all I need to do. So if the value is different, okay. It's lazy, but we will always apply changes to the text value then. Float value. Always apply changes to the text label for proper formatting. And then I think what I'll work on towards before it hits 10 o'clock is work on a shader for those trigger boxes because I don't like those. It is very distracting. But fortunately, it's just an unlit shader. Okay, that looks right. That looks right. Hey, I got the format right. Good. Okay, that is exactly what I wanted. Cool. I don't like the idea of adding limits to those, to the input actually, even if it's sort of a bit of a lie. So, yeah, I think I'm gonna change that ever so slightly. character limit, removing character limit from this. Cool. Happy enough with those changes. I'm not going to add that yet. Want this to be in a separate commit right here. Edit checkpoint menu. This all looks right. Adding a checkpoint regenerate mesh logic. This required heavily updating the iGenerator CS, and in particular part generator. Some fix me's for removing generators that no longer has an associating data. Taking out fences entirely from test data. We'll work on adding a fence editor at a much later date. Updating how sliders behave. Alright, so now that I got all that shenanigans done, I did say that I wanted to edit the I wanted to change the shaders for the generators because they look really terrible and, more importantly, distracting, in my opinion. Let's see if I can figure out my universal render pipeline. See if I can figure out my shaders here. This is something I admit I'm going to. Unknown territory. Outline shader. We do want a color. Sure, color, perfect. Probably a thickness. And that's about it. Vertex. That all looks right. I probably want this. Oh, so it's right now in shader graphs. Is there like an air flip drive? Let me just drop this someplace for now. Where are you? Alright, we got these really awful looking trigger graphics. Right, this is fine, so where the heck is this? Oh, there we go. I'm like, where the heck are these graphics coming from? Right now they're all using Player Turbo Ready material, which is really bad. So I'm gonna add in a new folder right here. A live trigger outline. Oh, hey, I got it right. And this one we'll call orientation trigger outline. There we go. Look how terrible that looks. Alright. So anyways, I should be able to go to these. And a live trigger, I'd say, would be like something that would be good if it was greenish. And orientation, I say greenish, but I wonder if that can be distinguished from blue. Yeah, let's leave it at green for now, and then I kind of turned this into orange. Orange has a tendency to have an alarming sense of color, so I'm not too sure if that's going to be the best option for now. I'm going to assume that we're going to want this thickness to be orientation 5. That's actually really large, so let's start with 0.2. Start off with both with 0.2. Alrighty. Node settings. Is there a way for me to... Yeah, this can be on half. It really doesn't matter. It needs to be two-sided. This... I'm gonna say 0.2. Yeah. Good enough. Alright, and then for some reason, these are both set up to be applying shadows, which they shouldn't. I kind of dislike the idea of making this transparent, but it might be something I have to do. Yeah. What if I did that? I don't think that'll work. No, it doesn't. Oh, but there's an input geometry. Interesting. A bunch of vertices. You know what? I am going to Google this because I am a little too lazy. Unity shader graph outline. Outline effect using shader graph. Our outline looks like this. It's getting the position with a scale factor. Then it creates that. Then show generated code, blog. Creating the outline object. Is there not a way to get the position of the vertices? No, that's not what I'm looking for. There we go.
Has no style, has no grace. This car has a funny face. He can handstand when he needs to and stretch his arms out just for you. Inflate himself just like a balloon. This great Z-Kong just sings this tune. Donkey Kong.
Wait, where'd you create this wireframe? There's a wireframe node? That looks like a custom node to me. Yeah, it looks like he made his own wireframe.
Makes crushing rocks seem such a breeze. He ain't move slow, he can jump high, but this calls one heck of a guy. Come on, Cranky. Take it to the fridge.
I guess it's just not possible to make in the shader graph. A simple shader graph implementation of the wireframe effect based on a tutorial involves. Shader doesn't provide support for geometry shaders. We could use a code node as game dev buildings, but for simplicity we didn't. Interesting. Well, I guess, what is it that I want the trigger to look like? No, I do want it to sort of have this like wireframe. A simple shader graph implementation of a wireframe effect. Making sure the mesh doesn't share vertices and that each vertices has a color assigned. Executing shader. Well, I guess else can see what happens. Mesh data builder. Okay, so it needs to actually generate these data. Split mesh. That's annoying. So it needs that. Sorry, I'm just thinking really hard right here. Isn't there like a cell shading technique for... Oh, well. Post-processing effect and the graph implements as Isabel. Came here to demand your shader graph scenes secrets. Bye. So it's a post-processing effect, interesting. Well, looks like I might actually go this route after all. Yeah, because this is closer to what I want. Yeah, so shame on me, but I'm putting this. I don't need that, obviously, and don't need that. Leave that as it is for now. Give it the simplest single color shader. Yeah, just download this. Open it into a new project and see what happens. Yeah, test projects. Here. Pow. Oh, this is a particularly old version. We'll find out what's gonna happen then. I guess I'll take a look at this. Interesting. Nix is a cross-platform package manager that utilizes a purely functional deployment model where software is installed into unique directories generated through cryptographic hashes. It is also the name of the tool's programming language. A package hash takes into account the dependencies, which is claimed to eliminate dependency. This package managed model advertises more reliable, reproducible, and portable packages. When was this released? It's not stable release, but when was this first released? What's the history of this? Nix is a tool that takes a unique approach to package management and system configuration. See how to make reproducible, declarative, reliable systems. I don't see how this is an improvement from, like, say, apt-get. Oh, they're all sandboxed. Which one is this? Current of Times from Gran Turismo. Try new tools without fear. Oh, it leads to the same thing, place. That's weird. Is this like a rolling release operating system? I don't know. Materials in your blah 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 must upgrade him. Okay, go ahead. Right, it's not going to show anything because that's the wrong scene. Oof, it's not working. Well, that's why you test these kind of things. Does that work? Question mark. Because it looks like there's some CPU usage to actually get this to turntable, or to show this correctly. It's really strange that it's not working right now. It's kind of sucky. I might have to research this a little more. Yeah, it's already 10. Oh well. I guess I will call this a stream for now. Yeah, no, I'm pretty happy that I got, you know, being able to resize the checkpoint to be set up. So the next thing I'd like to work on after this is being able to move that checkpoint all around. And move, rotate, and that's it actually. We don't want to scale the checkpoint because we want to make sure the width is adjustable. That's actually interesting. Why did I not think of adding a slider for width? I feel like I can just do that. Yeah, you know what? Let me see if I can pull that off. I'm gonna have to turn these off for now. Oh, interesting. These, I certainly set up these sliders in a strange way, and I have mixed feelings about that. Anyways, text input label. This is the thing that matters right now. It's checkpoint intro length. Good. Okay, so that is actually set up properly. Should be anyways. It's just not updating the UI properly. Whatever. Usual Unity shenanigans. I think that takes care of that actually. Yeah, that lines everything up really nicely. Oh, that's bizarre. Why is it... Because these are vertical layout groups. That makes sense.
Press start to play.
Okay, I see why it does this now. And
Hello.
yeah, let's just get rid of this. It's creating a lot more problems.
Mamma mia. Okie dokie.
There we go. Uh, 300 plus 40. Ah, okay. Toggle group doesn't need to be in there. Content size fitter doesn't need to be in there either, does it?
Hey, I got it. Hello. It's me.
Good to know. I kind of ruined this more than I had to.
Select map. much for to playing my game.
There's an easier way to do this. There we go.
There was once a girl I felt I'd known forever. Her name in every song, her smile in every summer. Across the continent, we'd go on adventure, but now we are apart.
816.
But I still picture us living in the same house, somewhere by the sea. It wouldn't have to be much, a place for her and me. Yeah, that'd be everything that we would ever need. And when the night winds beat upon our house, the wind goes shaking our power goes out. But isn't it amazing? It's me and her and me and her. Summertime is gone, I go about my business. I would give anything to hold her hand just one more time. I'm scared that I won't ever change. I think about her every day. I can't let go, I can't go on. I'm not okay at all. She was by my side when I first saw the ocean, 1,000 miles wide, and we both dipped our toes in and stayed there for a while. Watched the sky turn red and orange, yeah.
Yeah, I think that will work. And then
Then we sat in the sand with her hand in my hand. I'm scared that I won't ever change. I think about her every day. I can't let go, I can't go on. I'm not okay at all.
Width, value, make sure all these are properly updated. Oops. Right, okay, yeah, that's the only thing that really matters. Fine, be that way. That should handle that. I wonder if I put any specific limits to this property. I haven't put a maximum limit, interestingly enough. I think the checkpoint should have a separate minimum width, actually. As for its maximum width, that could be anything. Let's say 8. Default is middle-ish. No particular reason for this. But yeah, I do actually want to make the checkpoint have a different width value. Well, yeah, I do want to have the checkpoint to have a different width value, so that would actually help. Really not checking for that, but whatever. Hypothetically, that should do the job. Gonna find out. Also, might want to move some of these member variables around because this is kind of critical. Should have waited. Bah humbug, that's on me though. Oh, interesting. Yeah, look at that. Nice. That is far too wide. I probably need to reduce the maximum width. Yeah, that's far too wide. As for why is it not showing? No, it's showing it properly. Literally just here. There, got that. Nice. Yeah, I like this. I mean, I should put in like actual proper controls for adjusting width and whatnot. Probably put in like some sort of checkbox on each of these so that you can actually see the control itself. But still, I like how this looks, and that's not going to stop me. Looks like that should have been 300 after all. Alright, I am now calling it a night. Been working on this for far too long. Oh, that's interesting. That's a weird behavior. I need to play around with that a little bit. I made Fordley. I think that makes sense actually. Perhaps for 120, that's wide enough. So this is like the absolute smallest you're gonna get for a checkpoint. Oh, that looks really bad right now. Alright, yeah, I need to, I really need to come up with a better UI system than this. It looks awful in my opinion. But whatever, I got this far. I am very happy with the results that I got in. So let's call that a night. Yep. So I got distracted. At least I added in a quick slider that was really easy to do. So yay, we're actually making progress. My plan for now is I think I have a little more time. Obviously I have a lot more time this weekend because of Memorial Day weekend. But I'm thinking I have a little more time also relatively bandwidth-wise for the upcoming few weeks. So, like I mentioned earlier that I really wanted to hammer in the compilation performance. It's very, very slow. So on the back end of things, without actually changing a lot of the code in this specific project, I want to start looking into the process of doing that. So, you know, I just want to see if I can start working on